Recording in progress.
Right. Right. Good morning, everyone. What is the last concept? What is it? Database, right? Okay. Online students, is that the screen is visible? All the online students can respond in the chat window. All the online students can respond in the chat window. All the online students can respond in the chat window. Okay, right. So we need to begin take care about in working with functional testing, and after that need to be get started with API testing and continued with the same. We need to be get take care about in having with database testing here, right? So as part of this particular database testing, as part of this particular database testing, mainly we need to be get take care about that respective data has been saved in proper tables or not. As part of the database testing, we need to be get take care about the required data has been saved in proper tables or not. Further, for doing that particular kind of testing, for doing that particular kind of testing, we need to be get take care about in writing. We need to be get take care about in writing the respective SQL queries. I mean, we need to be get right the query statement and need to be get retrieve the data. Further, we need to be get comfortable how we can write different type of query statement. We need to be get comfortable how we can write different type of query statement. That is what we are trying to get understand how exactly we can write all that particular different type of query statements here. In that, first we have been taking care about the installation activity. To get work with this particular database, we need to be get take care about the installation activity. As part of installation, as part of the installation, what is the first step need to be done? If we take with the installation, what is the first step need to be done? You need to be get download Oracle database XC and need to be get install that particular one. We need to be get take care about in downloading with .exe file of Oracle database. Considering that download Oracle database XC and then need to be get install that particular respective database here. That is what you will be taking with first activity. Once you have been done with that particular step, taking with second step. What is the second step need to be followed? You need to be get download and copy SQL developer. You need to be get, you need to be get download and copy taking with SQL developer. You need to be get download it and just need to be get copy that particular SQL developer. Then it will take care about in open that particular SQL developer. What is the use of that? What is the use of SQL developer? Writing with query statement and executing with query statement for the purpose of writing with the queries. For the purpose of writing with the queries and then executing with the queries, we need to be get take care about in having this particular respective query statement here. This is what we need to be get take care about having with the installation. Once you are having or once we done that particular respective installation we need to be get take care about in writing the required query statement. In writing that particular query statement, first we need to be get take care about in taking with table here. We need to be get create in a table when you working with the real time database developer will take care of that. When you are working in the real time, database developers will take care of that. But for now, we have been taking care about in creating with the table. To get create the required table, we are using with the command. What is the command we are using? What is the command we are using? Which we will be taking with create. We are using with the command that we will be taking with create, which we will be taking with create. And what need to be created? Table. You need to be get mentioning the table. Need to be get provide that particular. You need to be get provide the table name. And then you need to be get provide all the respective column names here. For creating with the table, for creating with the table, you have to take care about using with the command. You have to take care about using with the command that you will be taking with create. So from that you will be taking with this particular table need to be get provided that particular respective table column names. You need to be get provide the column names including with the size. So that we have to take care about in creating with the table. That particular table we have been already created. To confirm that table has been created or not. To confirm that table has been created or not, which need to be get taking that particular table that we will be mentioning about taking with employee 28. That is what the table we got created, which we are able to see that table has been created, that columns has been provided. But are we able to have the data here? Are we able to have any data? No. Previously, we done with the command of create. What is the use of that command? Use of create command to get create with table. Use of create command, it will help you to just create with the table. It is taking care about, it is taking care about in helping the to create with the table. Once table has been created according to the requirement, we have to insert with the data. We have to take care about insert with the data into the table. One we are taking care about, one we are taking care about creating with the table. Once table has been created, we need to be get insert with the data into that particular table. How exactly we can get, how exactly we can get insert with the data. So how exactly you can get insert with the data? Let's see that. Further, let's look into the syntax to be followed in inserting with the data. So make a note of that particular syntax. Right with the heading is insert a data into table. Right with the heading is insert data into table. This description is not required. Make a note of syntax. Make a note of both the syntaxes, syntax 1 and then taking with syntax 2. Just make a note of the syntax 1 and then taking with syntax 2. Examples not required. Examples not required. Just make a note of the respective syntax only. Online students also just make a note of that particular respective syntax. Just make a note of both the syntaxes. Syntax 1 and syntax 2. Description and examples not required. Description and examples is not required. Just make a note of the respective syntaxes, syntax 1 and then taking with syntax 2. Online students also just make a note of both the syntaxes. Syntax 1, syntax 2. Good. Just syntax only. Okay. Right. I can say that previously we are using with the one command which you will be taking with create command. What is the use of the create command? What is the use of the create command? In creating with table. The use of create command considering that creating with table. Similar to that, once table has been created, we need to begin insert with the data. Once table has been created, we need to begin insert with the data. To get insert with the data, to get insert with the data, you need to begin take care about using to get insert with the data, you need to be get take care about using with the command. What is the command we are using? Insert. Insert into. Insert into. You need to be get provide the table name. You need to be get provide that particular respective table name. Providing that particular respective table name, and then you need to be get take care about you need to be get take care about in providing the respective column names here. You have to take care about in providing the respective column names, taking with employee id and then taking with employee name and then taking with employee role and then taking with employee status. One will be taking with employee ID and then taking with employee name and then taking with employee role and then consider employee status. These are all column names here. For these particular columns, we need to begin insert with the data. For these particular columns, we need to begin insert with the data. That will be taking with values. That will be taking with considering the values here. Okay, let's see that. So need to be get provide the first column name. What is the first column name we got? Employee ID, providing with the data of employee ID. After that, which will be taking with employee name, need to be get provide that particular respective employee name. After that, it will be taking with employee role that need to be get provided employee role, and then need to be get taking with the status, so that you need to be get provide the respective status. So previously we are using with the command that will be taking with create command. Similar to that, you will be taking with insert. Similar to that, you will be taking with the insert in getting, inserting with the data. If you want to be get insert with the data into the table, you will be taking with the help of insert. Now we can see here. Let's run this. Let's run this. That particular data need to be inserted. In case of required for the confirmation, assume that you require the confirmation if the data has been retrieved or not. That will be taking with the respective employee name. Now we can see here which need to be get, retrieve the data. Having the data here, data is inserted or not. So which we got insert only. How many rows we inserted? Only one row. For now, we got insert with the data. For now, we got insert with the data of one particular row. Similar to that, you can get take care about. Similar to that, you can get take care about in inserting with another one. Okay. After that, which you will be taking with need to be get provide, which need to be get provide all that particular required data. Whatever the data has been required, you need to be get provided as part of your comfortable, as part of your comfortable, you need to be get provide that particular respective data according to the program requirement. You need to be get provide the required data. This is one approach. If you want to be get insert with the data, if you want to be get insert with the data, this is what you will be taking with one approach. Okay. Now, similar to this, it can get followed. Similar to this, it can get followed one more approach. Similar to this, it can get followed one more approach here. So that you need to be get taking with what exactly the values need to be inserted. One approach, we can provide column name. Along with the column name, we can provide the data. Along with the column name, we can provide the data. Another approach, just what exactly the values are there, what exactly the values are there, need to be get provided the respective values here. Okay. So that you need to be get provide, you need to be get provide inserting the required data. You need to be get provide inserting the required data. So based on your comfortable, based on your comfortable, you can provide all that particular data. Based on your comfortable, you can provide that particular required data here. Okay. So that you got insert with the data. So now you will be mentioning about taking with having that particular respective one, that you will be taking with all the details. As part of your comfortable, as part of your comfortable, you need to be get provide all that particular required data here. Now, let's see that the whole table. Let's see that the whole table. What is the statement we are writing? Select start from employee 28. Nothing but table name. Okay. Now, got all the data here. So we need to be get table. We need to be get table to see that in having with all that particular respective data. Okay. This is we got considering that. This is we got considering that in saying that creating with the table and then inserting with the data into table, creating with the table and inserting with the data into table. Similar to that, we need to be get take care about updating with the data. Two things we can perform. One is updating the column. One is updating the column. Another one is updating column data. Two things we can perform. One is updating with the data. Another one is updating column. First, we'll understand updating the table column. After that, we'll update table data. So further, just take care about the heading is adding column to table. Just take with the heading is adding column to table and then make a note of this particular syntax. Only syntax. Description is not required. Description is not required. Example is not required. Just make a note of that particular respective syntax. Example is not required. Description is not required. Just make a note of the heading and then that particular syntax. Right with the heading is adding column to table. Okay. Right. So what is the command we are using? What is the command we are using? Alter, which it will be taking care about, which it will be taking care about in updating with column names. The command, what is the command we got? Which you will be taking with alter and then taking with need to be get alter the table, need to be get provided table name, need to be get provided table name. For that particular table, we need to be get take care about adding the column that I will be taking with employee salary. That particular employee salary data type you will be taking with int, which you will be providing the employee salary that you will be taking with data type that you will be considering that int. You are taking with alter, we are altering with the table, provided table ID need to be get add the column name of employee salary. Now we can see here, which need to be get taking care about. You need to be get take care about in having with. Table name is correct, right? Employee salary taking with the int. The salary is in the table employee. Okay. So now I can see that which it will be mentioning that employee 28 altered. So we are using with the command. What is the command we are using? Alter. We are taking with alter considering that updating with the column. If you want to be get, if you want to be get update with the column. If you want to be get take care about updating with the column, you will be taking with alter. Now you can cross check that taking with the table that you will be taking with employee 28. Now you can see here. If you run this, got the column name. What is the column name added? What is the column name it got added? Employee salary. But is the data is there? Everything providing is a null. So here, this alter command is helping you that in just updating the column in the table, if you want to be get add with the column, you will be taking with alter. Now, in that table, we have to insert the data, but that particular data we need to insert based on condition. For example, employee ID. We have to take the employee ID according to that employee ID, according to that particular employee ID, we need to be get insert with the data here. Let's see that how exactly we can get insert with the data. Previously, now alter, we are updating with the column name. Similar to that, we'll take care about updating the data based on condition. Make a note of this heading and make a note of the syntax. Just make a note of the heading and then take the syntax. Just only make a note of the syntax, heading and then syntax. Not require that example. Online students also, please make a note of the respective things. Okay, right. So now you can see that considering that, what is the command we are using? What is the command we got? Update. Use of the update. Updating table data. Updating table data. Previously we got alter. Alter is for updating columns. Alter is for updating the column. Update is updating with table data. That you will be taking with update. Need to be get provide that particular table name, and then you will be taking with the command. What is that one more command? Which you will be taking with set, and then you will be taking with employee salary, which you will be taking with employee salary equal to, you need to be get provide, you need to be get provide that particular respective salary details. Okay. But now you need to be get go with in adding the condition. You are inserting that salary, but to which employee ID it has to insert. That you will be taking with condition. That you will be taking with condition. Where considering that employee ID equal to employee ID equal to 101. I mean, You are writing the condition. You are writing the condition to cross check that employee ID. Once that particular employee ID is matching to that employee ID, it has to be insert with the data. So for that, you have been taking with command is update, which you are getting the confirmation. What it is mentioned? One row updated. So similar to this, you can get add. Similar to this, you can get add whatever the data you want to be get added, you can get add that particular data. You can get add that particular data. So that you will be mentioning about providing all that particular respective data here. So you need to be get provide, you need to be get provide that you will be taking with the respective data here. So which need to be get provided, which need to be get provided the respective data. After that, you need to be get provide, you need to be get provide all the required data. Just you are trying to get provide all that particular required data here. Okay, so just let me update on it, which you will be taking the required data. So now the one we got, create command, use of create command, creating the table. Then we got insert command, use of insert command, inserting with the data. Then we got alter, use of alter command, updating the table column or column. And then we got update, use of update, use of update, updating with the data. Now we can see here, writing with the statement, select start from employee 28. Okay. So if I just run this, you will be able to see that, you will be able to see that all that particular data, you will be able to see that all that particular data has been updated. This is what we got a possibility. This is what we got an option of creating the table, inserting the data, updating the column, updating the data. And the one regular one, considering that deleting the data. In case if you want to begin delete with the data, how exactly you can take care about delete the data. Just make a note of that syntax. Take the syntax is deleting raw data. Another syntax is delete all records. Just make a note of both the syntaxes. One is deleting the row. One is deleting the row. Another one is deleting all records. Both the syntaxes. So as part of interview, you guys need to be get come up with this kind of query statement. You need to be get comfortable in explaining this different kind of query statements here. Just make a note of both the syntaxes. Just make a note of both the syntaxes. One you will be taking with, one you will be taking with, right. So one you will be taking with, so that particular one having with, deleting with particular row and deleting with all the table. So I'm not executing this command as we are working with the table. For now, I'm not executing that particular command. The one you can go with where condition. If you want to delete, if you want to delete the particular row, If you want to delete that particular row, you will be taking with the respective condition. You are taking with delete from table. For example, which you will be taking with that particular respective table where you are taking the condition providing that particular respective employee ID. So by that it will be deleting that particular respective row. In case of in case of need to be get, in case of need to be get, delete all the records, just you are providing only table name. So what exactly the table name is there? What exactly the table name is there? You need to be get provide the respective table name here. This is the regular commands here. The one you will be taking with creating the table, inserting with the data, updating with the table, and then deleting with table. Apart from this, the more practice you need to done, the more practice you have to take care about the query statement. So you have to take care about in having with the maximum practice of in writing different type of query statement. So as part of the requirement, you need to be get come up with in writing with different type of query statement. For writing with different type of the query statement, you will be taking with select statement, which you will be taking with select statement here. Take with the heading is select statement and make a note of this description. You guys need to be get go with more practice of select statement here, retrieving with the data from one particular row or retrieving with the data from multiple rows. We need to be get take care about retrieving with the data from one particular row or retrieving with the data from multiple rows. That is what need to be understood. So let's look into that. Just make a note of that particular description. Take with the main heading is select statement and make a note of that particular description. Okay, right. So after that, uh, make a note of this particular statement. These two. Just continue the same what you written. After that, just make a note of these two statements. Just continue the same. Make a note of these two statements. Online students also. Online students also. Just continue the same. Just continue the same. Make a note of that particular statement. Okay, right. So guys need to be get spend with the more time in taking with the practice of select statements only. I mean, if installation is done, okay. If installation is not done, getting with the issues, just you can utilize online editor. In the online editor, you have to come up with in practicing with all these particular select statement. You have to take care about, you need to take care about in practicing with all these particular select statement that you will be considering that select giving with the star symbol. The meaning of star symbol, the meaning of star symbol, considering that all columns in table, meaning of star symbol, all columns in table. In a table, in a table, whatever the columns, in a table, whatever the columns are there, you will be taking with all the columns here. So as simple as in a table, whatever the columns are there, it will consider all columns. As simple meaning of star symbol. What is the meaning of star symbol? All columns in table. That you will be taking with star and then taking with from, providing the table name, providing that particular table, that you will be taking with table ID, that you will be taking with employee 28. Now we can see here. If you run it, it will be providing all the data from the table. From that particular table, from that particular table, whatever the data is there, from that particular table, whatever the data is there, need to be get provided, need to be get provided all that particular data. Need to be get provided, need to be get provided all that particular respective data. So the one you are considering the select start from table ID, consider all the columns. In a similar way, you can go with considering the select employee ID. You're taking with employee ID from from which you will be taking with the table name. You're just taking with one particular column. You're just taking with one particular column. So from the table, you can retrieve data of whole table. At the same time, we can retrieve the data from any one column. At the same time, we can retrieve data from multiple columns that we will be taking with employee salary. Now we can see here, you are getting employee ID and then getting with employee salary. We can retrieve data from whole table. We can retrieve data from whole table, or we can retrieve data from any one particular column. We can retrieve data from any one particular column, or we can retrieve data from more than particular columns, which you will be taking with, which you will be taking with that particular respective things, provided all that particular respective column names here. So conclusion, while working this particular respective database, need to be get comfortable in writing different type of query statement. In that particular query statement, we are able to retrieve data from whole table, retrieve the data from one column, and retrieve the data from multiple columns here. Similar to this, we can come up with in writing different type of query statement. We can apply some conditions. We can apply some operators. So we can apply some conditions and we can apply some operators. How exactly we can do that? How exactly we can do that? Let's see here. Let's see in considering that how exactly we can perform. So the one we got continued with retrieving with the data from the whole table and retrieve the data of one column and then taking with multiple columns. Okay. Now continued with the same. We can come up with in writing different type of conditions. Take with the heading is where condition. Take with the heading is where condition. Not required description. Not require the description. Just take care about in having the syntax. This particular one. Just take care about the syntax. Not require the description. Just take care about the syntax only. Online students also. For now, just make a note of that particular syntax. Just the syntax only. Okay, right. I can see that how we can writing it. So we are trying to get understand that how we can write different type of query statement. We are trying to get understand that how exactly we can write different type of query statement. Considering that taking with select, taking with star. Meaning of star? Meaning of star? All the columns in table. Okay. Taking with select start from providing with table, providing with table. Considering that writing the condition. What is the condition we are writing? Where condition. So we are taking care about in writing with where condition that we will be taking with that particular where condition, taking with employee salary, taking with the employee salary, mentioning about taking with 50,000. We have been writing the condition to retrieve the records of where employee salary greater than 50,000. Now we can see here. If I just run, you will be getting with the records of where salary is greater than 50,000. For example, the same thing you will go considering the less than symbol, which you will be taking with less than symbol. Now we can see you got the salary where less than that particular 50,000. So how you want to retrieve the data? We have a possibility in writing the required condition. That is what you will be taking with where condition. While walking, the where condition, while walking, the where condition, along with the where condition, along with the where condition, we can utilize some of the operators. Along with the where condition, we can come up with in utilizing some of the operators. Now we can see just we written only condition. What is the condition we got? What is the condition we got? Where condition. Along with the where condition, we can utilize some of operators here. So how exactly we can utilize? How exactly we can utilize that particular operators. Let's see that. So in that, take with the first one like operator. Take with the first one like operator and make a note of the syntax. Take with the first one like operator and make a note of that particular syntax. Just you guys need to be get comfortable. You guys need to be get comfortable. All these particular respective syntaxes. You need to be get comfortable. All these particular respective syntaxes. Okay. Right. I can see here. We need to be get taking with condition. What is the condition you are using? What is the condition you are using? Where condition. While working with the where condition, we can utilize the respective operators. Let's see here. Taking with, I'm taking with where employee status, which you will be taking with employee status, like using like operator, that you will be providing, that I'm just providing the starting characters. I'm just providing the starting characters and giving with percent symbol. The meaning of the statement, the meaning of the statement, what is the table ID? What is the table ID we got? Employee 28. It will go to this table. It will look into the condition. The condition, what you provided, employee status. Refer the column and it will see that started with these particular letters has been or not. In case of the employee status started with the two letters. Employee status started with the two letters. It will try to recognize or retrieving the data of all the records. After two characters, whatever the data is there, it will not worried about which is taking care about that particular starting characters. Now we can see here. If I run it, all the things got the active here. All the records, see the employee status. All the records of employee status active only. Okay. For example, which I will be taking with, employee status. Now we can see here. Got the inactive. So the functionality of the like operator, whatever the characters you mention, it will look into only that character. Remaining things, it will not worry. Remaining things, it will not be worried. So that it will be taking with like operator. That it will be taking with like operator. Considering that, that particular, considering that particular like operator, considering that particular like operator, which you will be taking with the starting letters. What exactly the starting characters are there? It will look into that is matching or not. Whatever the letters it was matching, it will continue to retrieve that particular data. For example, I will be taking with employee role. Let me run it, see the output. If I'm giving with the output, any data is giving. So there is no employee role which is started with IN. Now we can see if I just run it. Got the tester? So employee role, the character which has been started, the TES, it will start retrieving all the data. That means as part of the like operator, whatever the characters he provided, just it will look into that it is matching or not. So then it will take care about and retrieve that particular data. So that you are considering that like operator. Similar to this, you will be taking with one more operator, taking with in. Just make a note of the syntax. Just make a note of this particular syntax. Okay. Right. See that. So the one you will be taking with like operator. So this particular like operator, it will look into the characters. Whatever the characters you mention, that characters are matching or not. If it is matching that particular characters, it will go with retrieving that. Now, similar to that, in a place of like operator, what we are using? Taking with in operator. When you are taking with in operator, when you are taking with in operator, let me try in provide only two letters. Now we can see here. If I search it, it is not giving any data. Let me provide that it will be taking with all the data is matching, then it will be giving it. When you are taking with in operator, when you are working with in operator, we have a possibility to provide two filters here. I mean, the one I got mentioned, developer, the one I got mentioned, developer, and then taking with tester. Two filters we can provide. Now, what this operator will be doing in this particular table, it will look into that where it is matching dev and then taking tester. So all that matching records, all that matching data, it will be retrieving. It will go with both the conditions. It will go with both the filters here. It will look into the developer at the same time. It will be looking into the tester. Okay. Now we can see if I run this, it is giving with all that particular records. So one is like operator and another one which I will be taking with in operator. That I will be taking with employee status. Employee status, I'm giving with the option taking with active, taking with active. Now we can see here. So where it was matching with the active, it is giving the records. Tester is not matching. You return that, but there is no data with the matching of tester in employee status. Because of that, it is giving with the status of only active. So we can provide two filters here. So we can provide taking with two filters that will be taking with inactive, which will be taking with inactive. So this is what you will be taking with working with like operator and then taking with in operator. You are working with where condition while working with the where condition we can go with trying with the different type of operators. The one will be considered like operator and then taking with in operator. Similar to that, make a note of between and then make a note of the syntax. Examples are not required. Just make a note of the syntaxes. Just make a note of that particular respective syntax. Okay, right. I can see that which you will be taking with where condition only. You are working with the where condition along with the where condition. Along with the where condition, we are utilizing different type of operators here. The one you are taking with like operator and then taking with in operator. Similar to that, we are taking with one more operator. What is it? Between. Now we can see I'm taking with employee salary. I'm taking with employee salary, which I will be taking with between. Taking with employee salary, considering that between 3000 and then taking it that particular range. So now we can see that which is giving with the data of within that particular range. So within that particular range, whatever the data is there, within that particular range, whatever the data is there, need to be get provided that particular respective data. For example, which I will be taking with, which I will be taking with these two things. I can see that having that particular respective data. So I mean, whatever the data you got provided, whatever the data you got provided, based on that, it has to take care about in retrieving all that particular respective data here. So just you guys need to be get comfortable in coming up with practicing this different kind of query statement. Not exactly same, similar to this, you have to come up with in taking with the practice of different type of query statement. So this is how you guys need to be get continue with the practice. Not only these particular operators, still if required, we can go with some more operators. In that, taking with the one order by, take with the heading is order by and make a note of that syntax. Description is not required. Description is not required. Just make a note of that particular respective syntax only. Just make a note of that particular respective syntax. Okay, right. Right. I can see here. What is operator we are using? What is operator we are using? Order by. So order by, which you will be taking with this particular order by, which you will be taking with considering that mentioning about descending order. Meaning of descending order?
Hi,
Descending order.
good morning.
High to low or low to high? Uh-huh. High to low or low to high?
తింటున్నావా నువ్వు గుడ్
What is it?
సరే సంజయ్
High to low. Let's see that. Which need to be get taking with that particular employee 28 that will be taking with employee salary. So now you need to be get taking with
మళ్ళా చేస్తున్నాడు అన్నయ్య హలో మామ అయిపా దోస్త్ తింటాడంట మమ్మీ దోస్త్ తింటాక
select start from employee 28. What is it? Order by.
అదే అదే ఎత్తినాడు ఎవరో చేసినారంటాడు మళ్ళీ నేను హలో చిన్న అంటేనే మా మమ్మీ చేసింది అని మళ్ళీ దోస్త్ తిని చేస్తాం మమ్మీ అంటాడు ఆ, అదే అదే రాత్రి నుంచి ఫస్ట్ నైట్ అంటున్నా
Okay. So now we can see that which will be taking with highest value. It will be taking from high to low. Similar to that, it will be taking with this particular ascending order, which you will be taking with descending order and then taking with ascending order. Meaning of ascending order? Low to high, which you will be taking with, which it's need to be go with low to high. Now we can see that which it will be providing low to high. So this is what I mean. You need to be get come up with. You need to be get come up with in taking care about different type of statements here. So just we can try with different type of the select statements here. Similar to that, which you will be taking with one more option that you will be taking with distinct. Just make a note of this particular syntax. Just make a note of that particular syntax. Just you guys need to be get comfortable in taking care about how you can work with all that particular respective syntaxes. Need to be get comfortable in writing with different type of query statements here.
తాత తాత పొంగల్ తింటా తాత నేను చెప్పు అన్నయ్య దోస్త్ తింటాడమ్మా మాట్లాడు తాత తింటాను
Okay, right. So this particular one, it will take care about. Now, say this particular table. In this particular table, see the salary. Salary got two times here. This 3,000, 3,000. And then taking with this 40,000. I mean, what exactly the duplicates are there? What exactly the duplications are there? It will retrieve the data without any duplication. I mean, which will be taking care about in retrieving the unique values here. So that will be taking with select, which will be taking with select, that will be taking with distinct from, sorry, which you will be taking with employee salary, which you will be taking with employee salary from, that you will be taking with table name. So in that particular table related to that column, in that particular table related to that particular column, whatever unique values are there, it will retrieve only unique values. Related to that, what exactly the unique values are there, it will take care about in retrieving that particular respective unique values. It can go with any of the column. For example, which I will be taking with employee role, which I will be taking with employee role, that you will be providing with developer and tester, which you will be providing that particular respective employee role that you will be taking with developer and tester. So that is what you're taking care about in having with different type of the commands. The one you will be taking with like operator, in operator, and then taking with between operator, and then order by, and then taking with distinct. As part of the program requirement, as part of that particular program requirement, we can come up with, we can come up with in writing with different type of query statement. Similar to that, we can go with different type of date functions also. We can retrieve current date. We can retrieve current date. We can retrieve future date. We can retrieve the future month or previous date, whatever it can be, according to the program requirement. According to the program requirement, we got a possibility in retrieving with different type of dates also, considering that adding 2 months of future, or taking with the back of 2 months, or taking with the back of 2 days, future of 10 days. What exactly the requirement is there? According to that, you can come up with on it. So just mention the date function and make a note of these two syntax. Take this syntax in retrieving with current date. Just mention the date function and make a note of that particular syntax to get retrieve current date. To retrieve the current date, what is the statement you are using? Sys date, considering the system date, which you will be taking with system date here. At the same time, this is, will execute on it. At the same time, system date, it will give only date. If you required with the time also, if you required with the time also, then you will be taking with timestamp. Just make a note of that syntax. To print current date and timestamp. That is underscore symbol, not hyphen symbol. Current underscore timestamp. Select current underscore timestamp. Select current underscore timestamp. Okay, right. Let's see here. See the step here, which you will be taking this particular step. You will be mentioning about. So we can go with in writing with different type of the statement. Similar to that, you will be taking with date functions here. So that you are writing, you will be taking with sys date. So which you will be taking with sys date. For example, I'm taking with sys date plus 1, and then taking with from, you will be taking with that particular table ID. You can see that which it is providing, giving that particular respective date. So for the current date, it is adding with, for the current date, it is adding with, which you will be taking with the 1 day, and then giving the result, and then taking with, adding with the 5 days. So according to the requirement, according to the requirement, it can come up on that, which you will be taking with system date, that you will be taking with current date. But this is giving only date. This is giving only date here. Similar to that, similar to that, if you want to be get go with, to print with the time also. What is the statement you are writing? Current underscore, not hyphen symbol, not hyphen symbol, which you will be taking with underscore symbol. Current underscore timestamp. which you will be taking with current underscore timestamp, which it will be giving, including with date and time. So both the things will be provided. This is how lot of activities you can perform related to the date functions, future date, taking with the current date, taking with the previous date. For example, you can see here, which you will be adding with 5 days for the current date. This is you are taking care about adding with the months also. For the current date, you are adding with the months, so which need to be get provide that particular date. Taking with round function, nearest value. So round function, what exactly the nearest value is there, need to be get provide that particular nearest value. So this is how you are taking care about in writing with different type of query statement. So as part of tester, not like equal to developer here. So you guys need to be get comfortable how you can come up with in writing with the basic query statements, considering that retrieving the data from one table and retrieve the data from multiple table. For now, from how many tables we are retrieving the data? Only one table. We are able to retrieve the data from only one table. Similar to that, we need to be get retrieve the data from multiple table. So that is what you will be taking with joins concept here. So that will be looking into that how we can retrieve data from multiple tables. So that we look into that. And after that, we'll take with the last program considering the Selenium with a database. If you want to begin right with the program connecting with Selenium with a database, how we can write it. That program will be looking into that. So with that, we'll be stopping that particular database part and then we'll take care about performance testing. So tomorrow we'll take care about the joins concept and if possible, we'll look into that Selenium with database and after that we'll be taking with performance testing here. So that need to be get look into that. So please take care about in practicing different type of the query statement. Not able to install the database, better you can go with online editor, utilize the online editor to take with the practice of all the query statement. Definitely, you may expect some questions related to the database. So because of that, please take care about looking into that particular respective practice here. Okay. So please take care of that. Tomorrow we'll continue that particular joins concept here. Okay. Carry on. Thank you.
నువ్వెప్పుడు మేలే మేలుకోవు కదా.